following film is presented in its complete theatrical version. It was rated R by the MPAA and may not be appropriate for children under 17.
It's okay.
The magician. When you stop the magician, then the act is over.
We don't want to be like what we respect. Bigger week. Good focus by our team. Obviously, the energy, the purpose, the focus, their execution. I said at the beginning of the week, we're bringing our own.
It's not going to be easy. We got to take it.
I'll leave it at that.
It's not going to be easy. That's how you want it.
I'm a Raider. Raiders, I'm not a Raider. All the doubters, all the stuff they do.
Raiders game
I'm gonna tell you something. That defense was all over Patrick Mahomes yesterday. It was pretty incredible to watch.
We believe. You know what I said. I believe. We believe. God damn it, this is what the hell we do. The smoke talk, the talk on the Raiders goddamn way.
Yo, what it do? What it do? Raider Nation for life. What it do? It's your boy Dirty, man. I'm just in here for a hot, quick second, man, to talk about a couple of things. First and foremost, man, 50 billion things on the place of the planet you could be doing. The fact that you allow me to grace your screen for any amount of time is greatly appreciated. More than I can verbally express. We're not gonna beat around the bush. We're not gonna do no extra shit, man. We're gonna get right into it tonight. Offensive line coach has been hired by the Las Vegas Raiders. I like this hire. This hire makes me feel good, man. And we're gonna get into it. I'm not gonna be here for forever. 30 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that. But I really like this hire. This is a good one right here. I believe this is a good hire. Coming up. Get closed. Get closed. James Craig is the offensive coordinator. If I can pull up his numbers, his stats real quick. I have his stats. Here they are. Okay. So, as a coach, he started at Colorado State, 97 to 99, a graduate assistant. Here we go. All right, there you go. So he started as a graduate assistant in 97 to 99. Then he went to Colgate College in 2000, 2003 as a defensive line coach. See, this is one of the reasons why I like this hire so much right here. You know what I mean? Because we have a guy who has experience on both sides of the ball. You're talking about a guy with experience on both sides of the ball. Anthony Estrada, my guy, what's good with you? Richard C, my guy, salute to you. Richard Lyon, my brother, what's good? Reda Romeo, how you doing, man? Hope all is well. And all those who else are watching, blessings to you. For me, to have a guy who understands both sides of the ball, man, that right there, that's going to work well. It's going to work really well because he understands what the defense is trying to accomplish, and he can combat that with his offensive line. So when he sees the defense, when he's watching film and he's seeing the defense line up, he knows what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, he literally knows what's going on because he's coached that before. You know what I mean? So in order to have someone who has coached the defensive line now be on the offensive side, been on the offensive side of the ball for a minute, this is really, really, really a good step in the right direction. You know what I mean? Then he went to Idaho from 2004 to 2006. He was a defensive line coach there as well. So we have 6 years as a defensive line, right? Then he gets his first NFL break. And who gives him his first NFL break? The Oakland Raiders. From 2007 to 2008, assistant offensive line coach. Then he went back to college in 2009 following Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin brought him in Oakland. He left and went to Tennessee with Lane Kiffin and was the offensive line coach there. Now, that doesn't speak high volumes for his resume because Tennessee didn't do so hot under the 1 year of Lane Kiffin. You know what I mean? They didn't do so hot under Lane Kiffin, and then he left them boys to hang out to dry for the USC job, which he held from 2010 to 2013 as the offensive line coach. Now, I will say that the O-line was slightly better at SC than it was at Tennessee, but hey, it's SC. It's a more powerhouse football team than the Tennessee. And I'm not trying to shit on Tennessee. So please don't nobody think, oh, he's shitting on Tennessee. No, I'm not shitting on Tennessee. I'm just saying at that point in time and still now, SC is a better football school. And he was the offensive line coach there as well. So you got some years of defensive line coach, and then some offensive line coach. Then he went to our hated rivals, the Denver Broncos, from 2014 to 2016, where he was an assistant offensive line coach. Then he went to the LA Chargers, another rival of ours. He was in 2017, where he was again an assistant offensive line coach. Then he went back to college, LSU, from 2018 to 2020, where he was the offensive line coach and running game coordinator. See, now, I told you that there was reasons why I liked this signing, right? And I'm showing it up here because I want you to follow along with me, right? So you have a guy who understands defensive lines, right? You have a guy who understands the defensive line. And then you have a guy who also understands the running game. This is a perfect match. He understands the D-line. He understands the O-line. He understands the running game. This is a beautiful match for us. It really is. Because there's so much knowledge to be passed on to our offensive line. Guys who need to understand when they see a defender line up in front of them, what is getting ready to take place? Why is he doing this? Why is he doing that? Well, you have a coach who's teaching you this so you can recognize it in game situations and be able to adjust on the fly. You understand what I'm saying? So for me, this can instantly make our offensive line that much better. This is telling me the O-line was a problem. We knew it was a problem. They knew it was a problem. And the only way to get better at it is to go out and get somebody who understands both sides of the ball. Can't be mad at that. Can't argue with that. You know what I mean? Can't argue with that at all. So after LSU, he went to San Francisco, another hated rival from 2022 to 2023, assistant offensive line coach. Now he is with us from 2024 as the offensive line coach. His career highlights and awards: he won Super Bowl 50. If he won Super Bowl 50, that would have had to been with Denver, right? Because the Chargers ain't never won the Super Bowl. So with the Denver Broncos, he won the Super Bowl. And then he won college football national championship with LSU. So, and everybody remembers that O-line LSU was moving things, bro. That line was moving things. So for me, this right here, this is a great hire right here. This is the team headed in the right direction. This is what it's all about. SoCal Sal, what's good with you, man? Blessings to you. Hope all is well. Milo Hunt, what's good with you, man? Hope all is well. Hope everybody's feeling blessed. Yeah, it's about experience, man. You know what I mean? It's about experience. It's about getting people in here who, one, have Super Bowl championship experience. Yusef, what's good with you? B.I., what's good with you? Hope all is well. When you're bringing in guys who've won the Super Bowl, who've gotten to dance, who've been there, they know what it requires to get there, right? Our players are looking for that. I don't think we have anybody on our team. Do we have anybody on our team right now that actually has a Super Bowl ring? I don't think we have anybody on our team that has a Super Bowl ring right now. Honestly. If we do, by all means, please remind me who it is. But Epps, huh? Epps got a ring? Did Epps get a ring with the Eagles? But, you know, so Illuminor has a ring, BL. Okay. Push up. You got that with New England, huh? The last hurrah of Brady. Is that when Illuminor got his ring? Congratulations to him and his family, by the way, as well. I believe they just had a baby girl. So congratulations to them, man. Shouts out to them. Blessings. It's always a wonderful thing to bring a beautiful life into the world. But not to deter from what it is we're talking about, which is the Raiders bringing in a new offensive line coach and what it could quite possibly mean. Well, what it could quite possibly mean is you can actually see your offensive line get better production. Let's see what Denver's O-line ranking was. (2015) offensive line rankings. Number 1 was Dallas, Green Bay at 2, Cincy at 3, Pittsburgh at 4, Baltimore at 5, Philly at 6, Cleveland 7, New Orleans 8, Houston 9, Cardinals 10, Detroit Lions 11, Chargers 12, Patriots 13, Seattle, Oakland, Giants, Kansas City, Denver. They were ranked 18th overall, but in 2014, their run blocking rank was 13th. That's top 15. And their pass blocking rank was 6th. I don't think that averages out to number 18 overall. I think that's actually pretty good. Top 15 in both categories. They got us at 15th. We ranked 12th in run blocking, and we ranked 30th in pass blocking. How did we get 15? I definitely don't understand that. But I would call that top 15, and I would be actually pretty thrilled with that. Yeah, I'd actually be real happy with that. Top 15 offensive line blocking. Can't go wrong with that, right? Now let's see what they ranked in 16. Denver Broncos. Boom. Let's see. Okay. All right. I'll see it. Yeah, they wasn't too hot in 2016. They wasn't too hot at all in 2016. But they also didn't have anybody. They had Joe Seaman, whatever his name was the quarterback. So this was they god awful years. This had to be they god awful years. So going back, Peyton Manning, boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Second. Yeah, first. Yeah. They were actually, that was the year. That was their year right there. That was their year, 2014. So just don't do that. Over under on the O-line coach leaving after week 1 because of opportunities. Nah, this guy's here. Circus, this guy's here, man. This guy is here. He's not going anywhere. There's already ink, you know what I mean? There's already ink on paper. There's already ink on paper for this one right here, Circus. It's not gonna be a media day, you know what I mean? Like if somebody from the media catches him walking and ask him a couple of questions, you'll probably get something like that. But this ain't gonna be no. I don't believe it's gonna be no bring him in, sit down, let everybody have a conversation. I don't think it's one of those press days or anything like that. I mean, did they do that for the OC? I don't remember. They probably did do it for the OC. Who knows? I have to check that out. But it happened twice. Lying, I'm not believing shit until there's ink on the paper. How did it happen twice? You know what I mean? Who was the second guy? I know the first guy, but who was the second guy to walk out? I didn't hear about the second guy unless you're talking about Chad Ochocinco. If you're throwing that in there, you know what I mean, then by all means, ha 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 ha. Laugh out loud. But I know of the one guy. I know the Kingsbury, but like I said, I was actually pretty happy with the Kingsbury walking out the building. It didn't bother me none. We'll see. We'll now get to see with Washington. You know what I mean? Forrester, the running back coach. Oh, Yeah, hey, look, he was offered the head coaching job at UCLA. You ain't gonna take that? Shit. I'm taking that job and I don't even like UCLA. But you tell me I get to be the head coach at the school I went to where I played and shed my blood. Oh yeah, man, I'm taking that, bro. I'm taking that all day. I can't even be mad at him, bro. I don't even blame him. I'm taking that job. I got full control. I'm back in LA. I got a hot college. Yeah, man, I'm taking that job, man, all day. You know, all that's gonna do is open up more doors and opportunities for him to be a head coach on the NFL level if he has good success. You know what I mean? At UCLA. You know what I mean? You know, because he was just coming here to be a coordinator. I don't even think he was being a coordinator. He was a positions coach. To go from being a positions coach in the NFL to the head coach in college, yeah, boy, I'm taking that. Not to mention that's where he was anyway before he came to us. You know, it just so happened to be that's where he was before he came to us. So, yeah. All right. Hey, look, Kingsbury, that's whatever. The Foster, for good reason. You know what I mean? But like I told you, I'm not mad at the Kingsbury leaving. You know what I mean? I'm not mad at him at all, bro. Now we get to see what he actually does over there with the Commanders. You know what I mean? If that offense is trash, we dodged a bullet. You know what I mean? D Menace, my brother, what's good with you? Hey, look, if his offense is trash, we dodged a bullet, bro. You know what I mean? We straight dodged a bullet. So I can't even be a little upset at that. I don't like how it all went down, but it is what it is. It went down the way it went down. And there ain't nothing we can do about it. Truthfully. And a damn thing we can do about it, but be happy. You know, truthfully. I'm just happy. I didn't like Kingsbury. I don't think Kingsbury fits our offense. I don't think he fits our offense. I think Getsy offense fits us. So if we had to go with Aiden O'Connell, just in case we had to go with Aiden O'Connell, it could be done. You know what I mean? But I was watching the pivot yesterday. Our coach Antonio Pierce was on there. And y'all know me, man. I like to sometimes read between the lines, you know what I mean? I like to hear what I want to hear sometimes. And it sounded like, to me, if the Raiders don't get a quarterback in free agency, draft, baby. First round. Because RC, Ryan Clark, was like, there's no, you know, you're not getting a top quarterback. And AP was like, why not? Like, how not? How it ain't possible? You know what I mean? You throw some things out there that intrigue some people. You know what I mean? He said, "Dirty, I just want to know how much is AP? How much does AP make on this contract? Let's see if that's public records just yet, man. Let me go check. Let's see if it's out yet." I'm still not seeing nothing. I don't see it. I'm not seeing it. I don't know. Typical first time head coach salary is 4 to 5 mil a year. I expect length to be 3 years. Uh, yeah, it's still not believe it or not, it's still not public record. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody has seen any numbers. Um, yeah, no one has seen any numbers. I don't see anything. Yeah. So until we get some real numbers, that's just what we're gonna have to deal with, man. Matt Marinovich says right now all options on the table. I'm pretty through, so I'm hoping Kingsbury Thailand emails get leaked. Milo Hunt, I would assume he's making somewhere around. Let's just say they gave him a 3-year deal. I would say he's probably making somewhere between 5 and 6.5 million a year. Anywhere between 4 to 6.5, maybe 7. There might be like a base of 5 and then 2 mil with incentives, like they make the playoffs or something, or AFC West champions, AFC champions, they go to the Super Bowl, maybe some coaching incentives involved in that as well. But I don't see it being more than I don't see it being more than $7 million a year with bonuses. And that's with bonuses. You know what I mean? Say he coached 5 players to the Pro Bowl or something. You know what I mean? His offense ranks in the top 15. His defense ranks in the top 10. Little stuff. You know what I mean? To throw some money out there. You know what I mean? To keep it interesting, keep them coming back, keep them wanting to do more. That would be my thought process. They just have to find the right QB for AP and Getsy's scheme. That's all I feel like they really need to do is get the right quarterback. Get the right guys to play O-line. You've now went out and got a guy on at the offensive line coach who understands both sides of the ball. He's been a defensive line coach. He's been an offensive line coach. He's been a run game coordinator. I don't really know how much more you could want from, an offensive line coach. So I feel like they gave him the job because he can be a motivator. He's got college experience. He's coached at Tennessee, USC, and LSU, and he's coached LSU's offensive line to a national championship. So for me, no problem, Milo, bro. That's what I'm here for, man. I try to do what I can when I can do it. I read the chat. Even when people think I'm not, I do read the chat. He for sure probably has his hands tied with these AFC West coaches, but last season AP proved he could compete with the AFC West. Yeah, I mean, he was 3-1 against the AFC West. He was 3-1 against the AFC West. He lost to the Chiefs, bounced back, beat the Chargers, beat the Chiefs, then beat the Broncos. You know, so he was 3-1 against the AFC West. Who's to say he can't be 5-1? Who's to say he can't be 5-1? Who's to say he can't be 6-0 in the AFC West? I think if AP was coaching when we was playing down, I think if AP might have been the coach from the get-go of the season, it may not have been so bad. Honestly, it may not have been so bad. When we start to see it go south, when they at the Chargers game here in LA, if we'd have made the change then, I think we're having a different conversation. But, you know, for now, we have to deal with what we have to deal with, which is what we finished as. Now, yeah, you got Andy Reid, you got Sean Payton, and now you got the addition of Jim Harbaugh. We all know that AP is at the bottom of that poll, right? But when you flip that poll over, who's on the fucking top now? You understand what I'm saying? So you flip that poll over, who's then on the top? That's all I'm saying. You could be at the bottom. You know how many people start at the bottom and reach the top? Ain't it a song? Started at the bottom, now we here. Yeah, it's a song because everybody was singing it when it came out. Everybody was on the Drakey Drake. You know what I mean? Everybody was on the Drakey Drake. Tony the Legend, my guy, what's good with you, man? I'm excited for our defense too this year. You know, if we keep our key pieces, I'm super excited for our defense. The Underdogs, that's a good movie too. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. I believe it's on Prime. Snoop Dogg, Mike Epps, that's just hilarious, bro. Got kids cussing and shit. That movie hilarious. That movie funny. I might have to go watch that afterwards again. But for me, like I said, I'm happy with what I'm seeing from our front office, from our coaching staff. I feel like they're building something that can take this team in the right direction. Getsy's scheme is super simple. It's not a hard thing to grasp. I think players. I think it's going to be easier for the players to remember things and be able to get. It's not complicated. You know what I mean? It's not overly complicated. It's more simple. It's more simplified than the offense we were just running. So I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna have fun with it. I'm gonna watch this off season because if you're making these moves at coaching, I can't wait till free agency starts. I want to see what moves they make at free agency. I want to see what the first position they attack. I want to see if they bring our players back. You know, players like a Meek, those who are up for contract that actually contribute to this team are the ones I would like back. Meek is a dog. Everybody knows how I feel about a Meek. I think a Meek is a dog. I think he's one of the guys that don't really get talked about a lot, but you see a lot from him. I mean, if you're paying attention, but some people just don't like him. You know what I mean? And that's fine. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Some people just don't like him. But for me, I recognized the dog years ago. You know what I mean? And I'm going to continue to stay with that. Most star players aren't leaving now. Nah, a lot of players want to be here. You know what I mean? Players want to take less money to be here because they believe in something. They see something. They believe things can be achieved in a certain, if they go about it in a certain way. Tony the Legend says draft Mike Penix. I can't draft Mike Penix. The kid is fragile for me, man. I call him the Black Jimmy G. You know what I mean? I call him the Black Jimmy G. Just super fragile, man. You know, like Dak Prescott is the Black Tony Romo for Dallas. You know what I mean? Mike Penix is the Black Jimmy G. Kid just can't stay healthy, man. Kid just can't stay healthy. We saw quarterbacks go down last year because they're fragile. The boy in Indy went down, fragile. Who are some of the other quarterbacks to drop this year? Just fragile, man. You know, I don't need a fragile quarterback. It won't work well for us. You know, we need somebody that fits the Raider image. It's tough, you know, willing to go out there, fight, give it his all, take a hit, give a hit, jump right back up, get out there and do it again the next play. If the quarterback can't do that, there's no reason for him to be here. Raiders need a tough son of a bitch, bro. They need a tough son of a bitch with an arm that can slang the rock and get it done. Accuracy, you know. Tony, I'm not mad. I'm not saying, just in my opinion, man. If you like Mike Penix, cool. I like Mike Penix, but there's certain things I just don't like about Penix. You know what I mean? And one of the things I don't like about him is his fragileness, man. When the boy's on the field, he can play. But here's the problem. Doesn't have many completed seasons. That's an issue. That's an issue. That's not something we want. You know what I mean? Or that's not something we need. Some people may want that. I don't. I need a guy who can come in here, take a hit, be accurate, be smart in the mind, make the right decisions with the ball, don't cause turnovers. If I could get a guy who is just like Derek Carr with the accuracy and the football IQ and the leadership and the toughness without the turnovers, I'd be cool. If I can get somebody that's just like that, minus the turnovers, I'd be good, man. Raphael, my guy, what's good with you, man? That would work. That was the one thing. That's the one thing I think we all can agree on that we hated the most about DC was the untimely turnovers. The untimely turnovers, man. I think that was the only thing that really bothered. I think we can all agree that bothered us the most was the untimely turnovers. Other than that, give me something like that, man. Give me something like that minus the timely turnovers, bro. I'm happy. Move when you need to move. Other than that, play football. Play smart, fundamental football. One of the things I heard him say that made me laugh was the questions that he was asking offensive coordinators when he brought them in. And one of the questions was, what would you do if I came to you and told you, don't throw the ball again until I tell you to? And he's like, and that's a true story. You know what I mean? It happened. And it got me to thinking. Remember that game? Remember the game where we wasn't throwing any passes? Like, we was just running the ball because the passing game wasn't working. Anthony said, Dirty left a question for you. Interested in your thoughts. Where's the question? Yeah, he's not. I've already said in order for me that want Jaden Daniels on this team, Raider Romeo, he needs to add on 15 pounds. In order for him to survive in the NFL, he needs to add 15 pounds in this offseason somehow, some way. That kid needs to come in a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger. The size that you play in college, man, it's nice because you fast and you can get past a lot of these players that ain't gonna make it to this level that we talking about now, right? But when you get to the NFL, these guys are bigger, faster, stronger. You got to be able to withstand the power that's behind some of these. Remember, some of these guys that's getting ready to hit these quarterbacks have been in the NFL 4-5 years, bro. 4-5 years of workouts, of hits, smashing. Some of them 2 years, 3 years. They've been here for a minute, like killing the game, hurting cats. You think your rookie ass gonna come in here and just bro? Not that small. And I'm sure his trainers is telling him too. You know what I mean? I'm sure his trainers is telling him. He said, dirty question. Maybe it was just McDaniels, but would you talk about a contract for Jacobs or nah? Because he didn't really rise to the occasion during his franchise time. Josh Jacobs is coming back. Josh Jacobs is coming back. Yes, I would give Josh Jacobs a contract. I know what Josh Jacobs is all about. I understand why Josh Jacobs didn't perform or rise to the occasion. You got to understand, I told you, these coaches that were fired sabotaged this team, bro. They sabotaged this team to try and get their motive, their team, what they felt like was going to work. Jack Jones said it too, man. If you listen to him, Ozzy, my dude, what's good with you? How you doing, man? Blessings to you, brother. If you listen to Jack Jones said it, and he wasn't really trying to be an ass. He was just really trying to be honest. The New England way sucks the life out of you, man. You don't enjoy football being there. Well, that was the same thing that was going on here. Motherfuckers didn't enjoy football anymore. When you start to hear stories about players wanting to quit, not wanting to come and play, just falling out of love for football, and we talking about star players, man. I can only assume, he was speaking on Max Crosby. I can only assume that he was speaking on Devontae Adams. I can only assume that he was speaking on Hunter Renfrow. A bunch of players, defensive guys, offensive guys, man. People just did not love football anymore. Raider Nation Jason, what's good with you, man? Blessings to you. Hope all is well. Wild Turkey, my guy, what's good with you, man? Blessings to you. Hope all is well. I see some questions. Let me see. Ozzy says, I will sign Josh Jacobs only for a team-friendly contract because his market value is 10.6, and there is a lot of free agent running backs for half that. But if Josh is willing to take 6 with the 2, he's not taking 6, man. I'll tell you that right now. You're either going to give him the full 10.6 or he's not staying, and that is a team-friendly contract, man. that is a team-friendly contract right there. Because he just played on what, an $11 million contract? He just played for 11. So I understand where you're coming from. I get what you're saying, but he's team friendly is not $6 million, bro. That's robbing him. That's robbing him. Richard, I kept saying he wants to retire early 30s so he could have time to hang out with his fam. What's the right price? 3 years and done. So yeah, I definitely understand that, Anthony Estrada, because I've heard Josh Jacobs say it himself. He doesn't plan on being in the NFL for forever. He wants to retire early, be able to hang out. $8 million might be the base. You'd have to put another 2 on top of it, or 3. You know what I mean? In incentives, but 8 could be the base, but 6 will not be. You will not get Josh Jacobs for $6 million. It's not going to happen. And yeah, there's other free agent running backs, but none with his talent or his ceiling right now. So, I mean, you're gonna take a chance on Saquon? I highly doubt it. You know what I mean? Are you gonna pay $8 million? No, I'm sorry. You're gonna pay $10 million for Henry? I doubt it. I wouldn't. If I can pay $10 million to Josh Jacobs, why would I pay $10 million to Henry when Josh Jacobs got way more tread on his tires than Henry does? If I bring in Henry, I bring in Henry on a super friendly team deal. $6 million, you know what I mean? Tops. Here you go. You know what I mean? We only gonna use you in goal line situations. So you can have the touchdowns and all of that, you know what I mean, to get you up on that incentive base. But I'm just saying, like, I'd rather pay $10 million to a running back who can run the whole field versus $10 million to a running back who maybe got a season left. There's a reason why DeAndre Swift keeps moving. There's a reason why DeAndre Swift keeps moving. Remember, DeAndre Swift originally started in Detroit. And then he moved to Philly. And now he's on the move again. And he hasn't been in the NFL over 3 years. Maybe 4. He has his moments. You know what I mean? He's not a solid running back to pair with Zamir White. He's not. He has his moments. He's not in the same conversation with Josh Jacobs. You see what Philly did with him. They started out using him in the beginning of the year, drifted away from him, came back towards the end of the year a little bit, and then drifted away from him again. I don't think DeAndre Swift is of any caliber close to Josh Jacobs. Just my thought, you know what I mean? But we have reached that point, and coming up on that hour. Like I said, I wasn't going to be here long. Just came to shed some light on the new O-line coach. Yeah, but look who he's running behind. He was running behind Philly. He was running behind Kelce, probably the greatest center of all times. You know, I mean, it was Philly, bro. It was Philly. 1 less touchdown, 1,000 yards, but 1 less touchdown than Josh Jacobs, right? What mattered more, yards or touchdowns? And remember, Josh Jacobs missed the last 4 games. Hey, Real Fan Sports. I understand that. But you also got to remember when they was leaning on him, he wasn't coming through. And that's why they eventually started to drift away from him. Because when they actually did go to lean on him, he didn't pull through. And I had him as a fantasy player, man. So I followed him all year long. I had him on my fantasy team. There was weeks I played him where he did nothing. There was weeks I didn't play him. It was like, bro, you know what I mean? Now you want to bust? You know what I mean? I had you in last week when you was supposed to show enough go off, and you didn't. So maybe I'm just being biased. Maybe I'm just being a little hurt because you know what I mean. I leaned on him and he didn't fucking do shit for me. But I'm just saying. 4.6 yards a carry. Okay, cool. How many did it don't even matter how many Josh Jacobs averaged. We know the difference between what was done in Philly and what was done here. Under Josh McDaniels, Josh Jacobs was not a featured back. He just wasn't. So he did more in the second half of his season than he did in the first. And he missed 4 games. You know, so and it wasn't just Hurts either though, but they had some other guys out there that were able to get those touchdowns. They had 2 more running backs as well. You know what I mean? Yeah, everybody has down weeks. I know that. Everybody has down weeks. I get that. That's part of fantasy football. It's hit or miss, right? But for us, let's just be honest. If you look at the production that Josh Jacobs had with Josh McDaniels versus what he had with Antonio Pierce, talking about 2 totally different guys. You know what I mean? So I'm willing to take that chance. Go ahead and give Josh Jacobs that 10 mil. You know what I mean? And see if new life is being breathed into him under AP. Josh Jacobs fell out of love with football under Josh McDaniels. That's what I'm saying. Like players they lost the love of the sport. They didn't start getting it back till AP got the job, which was a little too late. So that's why I say you got to pump the brakes a little bit, man. You know what these players, you know what Josh Jacobs can do. Small little trimmer, huh? Okay. That was crazy. Small, it was quick too. You know what Josh Jacobs could do, man. You've seen him. You've seen him at his best. You know what I mean? So I feel you, real fan sports. I feel you. Everybody's got to have a flip side of the coin. You know what I mean? Everybody, there's always 2 sides of the story. I'm just debating and just trying to prove my point. The fact that I believe I saw life being breathed back into players under AP, and I'm ecstatic about seeing these players return because I feel like what I saw towards the end of the season, how I saw these players performing, how I saw them stepping up to the plate. Did they play their best? Nah, they didn't play their greatest. You know what I mean? But put that new system in there. Get that offensive line that can block. You know what I mean? Go get that quarterback that can move the ball up and down the field. You know? The guy that has the brain, he has the arm for the accuracy, he has the arm strength, he has the arm talent. You know what I mean? He has the brains up here, he's got the bronze right here. You know what I mean? And he's got the swift in the feet, man. You know, when need be. That's what I want to see. You know what I mean? And can take a hit, man. I'm not asking for my quarterback to go out here and be a bruiser of a running back. I'm just asking him not to miss 3 games for a hangnail. You know what I mean? Or a shoulder injury because somebody came and gave you a little pushy push, you know? But that being said, man, I appreciate everybody as always, man. 50 billion things on the face of the planet you could be doing. The fact that you allow me to grace your screen for any amount of time is greatly appreciated. More than I can verbally express. Guess I could give y'all a quick quick 17 real quick. Like, ladies and gentlemen, as always, man, no matter how much it rains, you can never stop the sun from shining. Raider Nation, go get your motherfucking sunshine, man. We out.